dear children, welcome back to the class. In the last class we have seen how to draw the graphs, right? In 9th standard also you have learned how to draw the graphs. In the last class I have given you introduction about that. Let me give you that introduction once again so that we can carry forward the things which we are supposed to know in 10th standard in this beautiful chapter, pair of linear equations in two variables. Alright? Now look at this equation, x plus y equal to 4. If I write like this equation, it will be having one graph or not. That graph how to draw by using this x and y, you know. This tabular column already I have explained in the last class, correct? Okay, minimum 3 points are required. I told you how many points, minimum 3 are required. Okay, fine. Now when you draw this graph, for example, this is like the y-axis and x-axis. It may come like anything, no? I mean, just generally I am telling. Okay, this is like x plus y is equal to 4 means usually here I will be having 2, 2. Here I will be having 0, 4. Like that, somehow it will come. No? This graph will be coming like this. What is the name of this graph? This graph is like x plus y is equal to 4. Generally I am writing. All right, I am not getting into details of that. Now if I write one more equation like, for example, 2x plus 3y is equal to 8. Now this is first equation and together these are called what? This is one linear equation in two variable. This is one more linear equation in two variable. Now together these are called what? Pair of linear equations in how many variables? Two variables, right? Now as I had this graph of x plus y equal to 4, similarly I will be having one more graph of this or not? Yes. Now that graph may come like this. This is one chance. They may just bisect. I am just giving you case, okay? Alright, now I am not saying this graph will come like this only. Now don't comment on the video by saying, no sir, we won't get this graph like this. I am just telling you. Okay, now if that graph is coming like this, these two equations are having two graphs. Now what they are doing, they are intersecting now. Dear children, are you understanding? Okay, so let me rub it off and let me give you hints without this graph. Alright, now whenever I am having two graphs, that graph sheet will be there. In that you will be doing with this x and y. For this also you will be forming one table x and y, and you will have x and y points and you will draw that graph. Those things are there. I am not denying that. So whenever equations are there, those graphs, whatever you draw, those graphs may be, I mean this is like, let me call this graph as A and this graph as B. So what these graphs are doing, these are called intersecting graphs, no? Are you understanding my point, my dear children? These are called intersecting graphs. Correct? Now, whatever points are there on this graph, for example, this point, this point, this point, all these points, whatever points are there, no? So, what these points represent? All these points are representing the solutions of equation A. Now, how about these points? Now, whatever these points are there, no? So, what these points represent? All these points will be representing the solutions of equation B. Now, how about this point here, children? This point is common to graph A as well as graph B, right? So that's why this equation A and equation B will be having only one solution, that is common solution. That's why how many solutions will be there? Only one solution, dear children. Are you understanding my point? This graph A, graph B, all these points are whatever are there on this graph A, these are the solutions of this equation A. Now on this graph B, whatever points are there, they are the solutions of graph B. Now how about this point? This is common to A as well as B, no? So that's why A and B together, they have only one solution. Is this clear? Okay. Now this is the first choice we have. I mean first thing what can happen. Now what will be the second thing? Tell me, dear children. Second thing is like this graph. This is like graph A and another graph may come like this. This is like graph B. Correct, no? Are you getting my point? So what kind of graphs these are? These are like parallel graphs. Now there is no need that those graphs are supposed to come like that only. These graphs may come like this also. For example, this is graph A and I have got graph B. Now how about these graphs? Tell me. This graph A and graph B, are they parallel? Are you getting my point? So this second condition is like these graphs are parallel. So if these graphs are parallel means, now look at this, all these points what they represent. These points are representing the solutions of equation A and all these points whatever are there. So these are representing the solutions of B. Now is there any common solution between A and B? No. So that's why parallel graph means those equations, whatever equations are there, they are having no solution, common solution. This graph A is having all the solutions. This equation B as well as graph of this B are having all the solution. Infinitely many solutions are there because this is linear equation in two variable. This is single linear equation in two variable. This is one more linear equation in two variable. I told you linear equation in two variable means it has infinite solution. This is having infinite solution and this is also having infinite solutions. But together they have no solution because there is no point common to that. And here also same thing. Look at this. All these points are the solutions of this graph A or equation A. So all these are the solutions of graph B or equation B, but no common solution. Are you understanding my point, my dear children? Okay, I hope it is clear. Now third thing is like, now if two graphs are, one graph is like this, another graph is also on this. For example, this is the graph A and this is the graph B. Now these graphs are called coinciding graphs. What are these? These are called coinciding graphs. Now, whenever you are taking two lines, graphs means what? It is basically a line, right? So, these lines, they may intersect or they may be parallel or they may be coinciding. Is there any other chance other than this? No. You may be saying like, sir, the graphs may be like this. Now, what kind of graphs these are? Tell me. Now, if you extend this, they will intersect at some point. No, dear children, are you understanding my point? So, these are intersecting graphs only. Intersecting, I mean parallel means they will never intersect, they go just like this, and here also no meeting at all, parallel. Here it is coinciding and that is intersecting only. Alright, so coinciding means whatever points are there, no? So these are the solutions of equation A and equation B also. Yes or no? Whatever point we are taking, those points are coming on graph of A also and graph of B also. That means everything is a solution. So that's why how many solutions are there? Infinitely many solutions are there, dear children. Are you understanding my point? What I am trying to tell you is that whenever they are giving you pair of linear equations in two variable, if the graphs are intersecting means only one solution. If the graphs are parallel means no solution. If the graphs are coinciding means infinitely many solutions. Is this understood? Very simple module I have told you, and geometrically also I have given you all the meanings of these things. I hope you understood. Please make note of all these things. This is very, very important, and definitely 1 or 2 mark question will be framed on this. Okay, fine, I'm rubbing it off. Okay, dear children, I hope you guys are making notes. You have to make the notes. Now don't feel like this is going very fast, and just because I am speaking fast, that doesn't mean I am teaching you, in a fast pace. It is not at all like that. Yes or no? Because you can always go back, you can see this video again and again. You have to understand many times, even though I am teaching it fast means I am repeating the things again and again. No? Here I have repeated, here I have told one more time, and many times I will keep on telling that. So no need to worry about that. So don't worry about the speed at all. You have to catch up the speed, because when you go to national level competitions, there will be need of speed as well as precision. So that's why you have to be correct also, you have to be having a good speed also. Okay. Now listen to me, the basic thing next is, now if I am having an equation like 2x plus 3 is equal to, otherwise 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. Now this equation, can I write it like a 2x plus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0? Yes? Now these two equations, are they same or different? Tell me. They are same only. Okay? Fine. So this is like one linear equation in two variable. If I write one more linear equation in two variable, that is like 3x plus 4y is equal to 8, or it is equal to minus 8. Let me take that. Okay. Now how can I write this? Tell me. That can be written as 3x plus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0, right? Are you getting my point? I can write this equation like this. So these are same equations. Now look at these equations. What are these equations, dear children? These are called pair of linear equation in two variables. No? What are these? This is like linear equation in two variable, one linear equation in two variable. This is one more linear equation in two variable. Together it is called pair of linear equation in two variable. Now if you go for standard equation, how it becomes? No, it becomes like, for example, if I write a means one constant, then x, then plus by, then plus c is equal to 0. Now look at this. Y matching, x matching, and c means some constant, some number is there. And similarly here also I can write ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Here also x is matching, y is matching, c is matching. But both these equations are looking same, no? So this is first equation. That's why what I will do, I will write a1, b1, c1. And this is second equation. That's why I will write a2, b2, c2. Is that okay, dear student? Are you getting my point? Now, whenever you are taking one linear equation into variable, no? If you are taking any linear equation into variable, means what will be the form? The form is like x plus y is equal to 8, something like this, no? Yes or no? Linear equation because power is 1 and equation because equal sign is there, two variable means x and y are there, I told in the last class. Now this can be written as x plus y minus 8 equal to 0, right? Alright. Now this can be compared with one standard equation, that is like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now if you compare, a means what? A means this is the coefficient of x. Behind this x it is there, means it is coefficient. So behind this x what will be there? If nothing is there means 1 will be there. So that's why a is 1. Now similarly behind this y nothing is there means b is like 1. Then how about c? C is going to be minus 8. So whatever I have written here, ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So this is called as, dear children, this is called as general form of linear equation in two variables. Are you understanding my point? What is this? This is general form of linear equation in two variables. Is this understood? Now in this, I want to have two variables. No, that x and y must be there, and along with it, whatever number is there, that should not be equal to 0. If a is equal to 0 means what will happen? Tell me. If a becomes 0, 0 into x is like 0. X will be lost. So that's why a should not be equal to 0 and b should not be equal to 0, because if a is equal to 0 means x will be lost. If b equal to 0 means y will be lost. I don't want x and y to get lost somewhere, because what is this equation? This is called linear equation into variable. No? So linear equation into variable means two variable must be there. So x and y I have to maintain, means this a should be some number. It can be minus also, it can be plus also, it can be in the form of root also, no problem. But it should not be 0. And b should not be 0. C, it can be anything. It can be plus 1, plus 2, minus 1, minus 2, 0 also it can be. Are you getting my point? So what is the general form of linear equation into variable? That is ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 and b is not equal to 0. Similarly, now what we are studying here, children? Here we are studying general form of, pair of linear equation. Pair of linear equation in two variable. As usual, whenever I say linear equation in two variable, the standard form is like ax plus by plus c equal to 0. That is there, I have explained that. But whenever we are studying about pair, that means this is first equation means this ABC are called a1, b1, c1. The second equation means we are calling it as a2, b2, c2. Understood? Are you understanding my point? Now when you compare this equation with the standard equation, I am going to say a1 is equal to 2, right? A1 is 2, then what is the value of B1? B1 is going to be 3. Then C1 is equal to, what is the value of C1? C1 is minus 4. So if minus is there, you are supposed to write minus only. And here if you compare, so here it is like A2 is equal to, what is the A2 is equal to 3. Then how about B2? So B2 is like 4. And what about C2? C2 is like 8. Dear children, now look at this C1 and C2 can be anything. The thing is like this A1, B1 should not be 0. Why? Because otherwise it do not become a linear equation in two variables. Because I need two variables, x and y I have to maintain as I maintain there. So that's why A1 should not be equal to 0, B1 should not be equal to 0. And similarly here also A2 is not equal to 0, B2 is not equal to 0. Did you understand? After this, I am going to give that general form. You are going to write that. In the examination also they may ask you. Alright, I am going to give that. But right now, you got complete feel of this general form of pair of linear equation in two variables. Please make a note of all these things. Okay, I am going to give that. And why we are studying about this A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 is very, very important. That is the fundamentals of your first exercise and second exercise, and we will keep on going like that. In first exercise, these things are discussed. Okay. Alright, so shall I repeat? Okay. Now, I am going to give you the general form, whatever it is. It may be asked for 1 mark also directly in multiple choice questions or somewhere, or they may ask you what is the general form of linear equation in two variables. They may ask like that. So that's fine. So what is the general form of linear equation in two variables? Tell me, dear children. What is the general form? It is like a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Where the symbol of this is like where a1 is not equal to 0 and b1 is not equal to 0. Correct? Now similarly, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, where a2 is not equal to 0 and b2 is not equal to 0. c1 and c2 can be anything. So this is the general form of linear equation in two variables. Now you must be wondering, sir, why these a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, why these are important? Okay? Now listen to me. Now I told you, right? So there will be one intersecting graph, no? I told about intersecting graphs, no? If intersecting graphs are there means, dear children, there will be two equations, no? Intersecting graphs means that there will be general equation of that pair of linear equation two variables. Two equations are there, then only we can say those are intersecting or parallel or coinciding. So those things we can explain. So if I want to draw two graphs, for example, the general equation is like a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, right? What is the other equation? That is like a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, right? So these are the two equations I have. Now the graphs of these two equations are intersecting lines if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. I know you may not be understanding this. And now what kind of question they will ask with this question? You will get it clarified. Now they will ask you the graphs of x plus y equal to 4 and 2x plus 3y is equal to minus 8. The graphs of x plus y equal to 4 and 2x plus 3y equal to minus 8, they will give you 4 options. That is like the graphs of this equation and this equations are intersecting. They will mention intersecting. And second option they will say parallel, which is a symbol for parallel, no? And third option they will give coinciding. And fourth option they will give none of the above. Now tell me, how to do this? Is for 1 mark. Yes or no? The graphs of this equation and this equation are. Now you tell me. Now you have to draw this graph and this graph, and you have to find out whether they are intersecting or not, or are they parallel or not, coinciding or not. Will you do that much work for 1 mark? No, right? So for that, what you are supposed to do? What is the condition I have told you, dear children? Intersecting graphs means these equations you have to compare. Then a1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. If this is the condition, then those graphs are going to be intersecting, right? All right. Fine. So let me get into that. So what are the equations I have? That is the first equation, like x plus y is equal to 4, right? Now this equation can be written as x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0, right? Can I write it like this? X plus y equal to 4 can be written as x plus y minus 4 equal to 0. Now this can be compared with what? a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. And in this I can write a1 is equal to 1 and b1 is equal to 1. Yes, all I told you. And c1 is equal to minus 4. So a1, b1, c1 I got. Similarly, I can go for second equation. What is the second equation? Tell me. I am going to solve this side. You can do it continuously. So what is the second equation, dear children? That is like 2x plus 3y is equal to minus 8. Now you compare, you bring it to normal style. That is like 2x plus 3y plus 8 is equal to 0. Now you compare it like a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. That means you are going to get it as a2 is equal to 2 and b2 is equal to 3 and c2 is equal to 8. This is clear? We are just comparing. Now you find out a1 by a2. What do you find out? a1 by a2. What is the value of a1? 1. What is the value of a2? a2 is like 2. So a1 by a2 is 1 by 2. Now similarly you find out b1 by b2. So b1 by b2 is like, what is the value of b1? b1 is 1. And what is the value of b2? That is like 3. Now look at this, a1 by a2 is 1 by 2. b1 by b2 is 1 by 3. That means a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. So if this is a condition, what I told you? If this is the condition, then I am going to have the graphs to be intersecting. That's why these graphs are intersecting. Now you may be wondering, sir, what are the conditions for coinciding? What are the conditions for parallel? So this is 20 minutes video now, so we are not elongating it. So that's why you keep on studying, and in the next class I will be discussing about parallel lines and coinciding lines. What are the conditions, different conditions, and how the numericals will be asked to find the value of k and all. In your exercise, those things are there. Then I will be coming in the third video to explain about all those things. Till then, keep on studying. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.